Hey there, I'm Cadence Kidwell at Fuzzy Goat in downtown Thomasville, and I'm going to give you a personal sale tour of our yarns in the sale, some bags with some pattern ideas. I had the best time last night looking for some ideas for you guys because I knew I'd show you something and you'd be texting us and going, I love it, but what can I do with it? So I thought I'd see if I could be ahead of the game on that. So let me start with a few of the bags that we have, and I'm going to start with this cute little hip bag. Okay, this has not been here 6 months. Our kind of rule for the sale is anything that's been here 6 months, and then, which isn't all that much, so we bring in some new yarns just for the sale. But this, I bought a lot of these because I love it. So I bought a lot of these for the holidays, and we still have a lot of them. And one of the great things about being just a few days into our sale is I then, once it's set up, I get to look around and go like, okay, what else? What else needs to be a deal? And the hip bags need to be a deal. These are fabulous. Somebody else might call it a panty bag, but look how cute it is. I use this when I travel. I had my license in here. Oh, look, see, I still have my hand sanitizing wipe in here. But I also had some of my notions for my knitting that were right there, my little awesome tool and some extra stitch markers, and my yarn cutter that, you know, is not lethal to anybody, and my phone. And it all fit right in there. And I love it. We have these in different colors. And so those are in the sale. All right, so I'm gonna unhook myself now because in a minute, I'm going to talk about my sweater. Well, not in a minute, but at the end. If you don't want to wear it around your waist, you can also hook it. Carolina likes to wear hers. Let's see if I can remember how she does it. Like this, so that it's right up here. She get all her stuff right in there. So that's another way. All right, another bag. This particular color has been here for 6 months. A couple of them. We've got our Plystre bags here. This is actually a really good deal because it's a backpack with a project bag. And speaking of travel, this really is my travel bag. I kind of use it as my flight bag. It's perfect. It's squishy, so it'll squish under that seat when you need it. It's lightweight. It doesn't add any extra weight to my back when I'm changing flights. I love this. So this particular color is in our sale. And so is this camo bag, which I also love. And I forgot to mention the hip bag and this one. Ori London makes these out of recycled water bottles. So keeping those out of the landfill. But you would think it's like really icky and stiff. It's sturdy, but fabulous zippers on both the hip bag and this. And lots of pockets and stuff going on inside. But it is not, it's really a nice pliable ripstop fabric. Will keep your things nice and dry. So this camo color is in the sale. And our Magner bag in the orange is in the sale. Just the orange color, that's the only one that's been here that long. And then there were a couple bags when I was cleaning up from past Notion, Stuff Your Notion events. These two bags were from last year's Stuff Your Notion event, or last summer's. And so these are made by Erin Flett, and they are also in the sale, and they are just fabulous. She, of course, does not, well, I should say, not of course, but she doesn't make them as Notion bags. She makes them as clutches or cosmetic bags. We've usurped them for our purposes. They have the all-important gusset. Again, really industrial zippers that do not break. Nice leather patch with her name on it. This one is linen, and this one is a nubby bark cloth. And so they are also in the sale. So, but let's get to the yarn. All right, Emma's Super Silky is in the sale. Let me spin around to that. Here we go. We've got the Super Silky in the sale. We've got not a lot, but we have 3 skeins of Cat's Meow and 1 of Buttonwood. I love Buttonwood. I've made a sweater in that. Oh, maybe there's more than 4. Oh, there's 5 skeins of Cat's Meow. So what can you do with that? I was organized, but you'll just come along with it. Rewilding. 1 skein will make this beautiful shawl without really generous tassels. I did go into another skein for the generous tassels for the rewilding. But you could leave out some rows. This pattern by Helen Stewart's fabulous. She gives you percentages. So if you made your tassels first, you could weigh your yarn, and she tells you how many rows to leave out as you're going if you need to. So that's a really great option for the Super Silky. And I've also used the Super Silky in this crocheted scarf, 1,000 Kisses. And we have the pattern links at the yarn page, and I'll put all that up very soon if you're watching live. So this is a great thing to make out of one skein of the rewilding. We also, speaking of Emma's, have a sweater quantity of this particular color. We double ordered this. I'm not sure why. It was a great color, but we had two. I think Melissa put it in the cart, and then I put it in the cart. Do you ever do that? So that we ended up with a little flag in my face there. So that we ended up with a double order of Hoppy and Emma's Washable Wool. You could make a sweater with this. A weekender would be really great. Even the Ada that, or the Ela that I just made, the E-L-A-H, that would be really great. So somebody's gonna be really lucky to have a, let's see if I'll show it to y'all once, a sweater's quantity of this washable wool. Let me tell you what it was. It was $35 and now it's $28 for 218 yards. 218 is really generous for a worsted hand-dyed yarn. Okay, speaking of hand-dyed yarns, another treasure over here is Sister Ananse Cotton and Wool. Look how beautiful this is. So this is a color named Hydrangea, and it was $39 and it is now $31.20 for, let me see the yardage on here, 437 yards, and it's 50% cotton, 50% cotton, 50% merino. This would be fabulous in a weekender light. Plenty for a couple of you to make that. I think it would just be stunning. We were texting somebody yesterday about that, and I said, if you made that and left it in the store, I probably wouldn't tell you that you left it behind because I would love it. But maybe you like this color. This is a custom color for us. Today was a goat day. Really soft aqua with little rusty bits in there. How pretty is that? Or maybe you're more of a rustic person, and this is OG original goat. And we've got enough for a sweater quantity of that too. So this Sister Ananse cotton and wool. It's fingering weight. Great, great, great yarn. But the cotton just doesn't move as fast. You would think being in the South, we would move that really fast, but not as much. So we're sharing that with you at a discount. Then we've got, come over here. I showed you this a little bit ago, but I want to show you again because I got some pattern ideas. This Juniper Moon 14 is on sale. Comes in a solid and then also what's called paints here. And I found the cutest little patterns for that. Dig around in here. Let's see what I found. Did I bring them over here? What do I have here for that? There's a, oh yes, here we go. Okay. Look at this little baby hat. Isn't that sweet? The garter ear flap hat. You can make out of this. This is so fabulous. It has a little bit of cashmere, so when you guys are looking for those things that are super soft and you need to make hats for babies or friends, you can do that. It's merino and cashmere. Really great yarn. Lots of different colors. So we thought that this little baby hat would be really sweet. And then this, if you want to make something for yourself, because we're all about the indulgent knitting right now. You should have seen Melissa the day after Christmas. She's like, all right, I get to knit for myself now. Is the 2-point cowl. I think this looks great. Another classic church mouse yarn, and would look really great in maybe this navy or this rust in there. Oh, so soft and squishy. That is there. Then we have Franca in the sale also. Let me spin this around here and I'll pop back up. Oops. Just come around over here and grab a few. I'm coming back. We got These colors are Franca in the sale. This is a great bulky super wash, so you can wash this in the machine if you were so inclined, though I never would want anything I knit to actually go in the machine. Granada, and this color is Duende, and there's not a lot of that one. And then this one is Flamenco. And 114 yards, again, really great yardage for a bulky yarn. It was 44 and now it's 35.20. And that would be great. And you could make the vespertine and you could use just 2 skeins for that. The yardage for the pattern actually calls for what you might need a little bit into the 3rd, but Melissa just left a few rows off and it's just fine, just the way it is. We love you to buy yarn, but we don't like you to have to buy a whole other skein for just a couple yards when the pattern will work without it. So Franca, you can make this. You can also make some great hats. You can always text us if you need some other ideas. Then Marina, over here, Marina. Drag my camera with me. You guys are so patient with my technology skills here. Marina, the lace weight. Let me show you that. Look at these. This is one we brought in for the sale. So these beautiful lace weight colors, again from Manos. So Manos is Manos de Uruguay. It runs a women's cooperative where the women not only get well-paid jobs, but they get leadership training. They fund schools in the area for all the workers' kids and others in the area. It's just a fabulous organization that we love to be a part of. So this is lace weight. So super thin. Really, the sale is the only time we carry a lace weight. And because let me tell you the yardage on this too. 874 yards in 1 skein. This color is called Grand Hotel. This one is called Asphalt. This one is Juliet. And this one is Holly, H-O-L-I. And let me tell you the yard, what the price was and is and all that stuff. It was $36 and is now $28.80 for 874 yards. And you're going, well, that's all well and good, Cadence, but what am I going to make with that? So I looked up some patterns for that. And I'm showing you Waiting for Rain, which I did in 2 colors. Oops, that's the back. Which I did in 2 colors in a fingering rather than a lace, but there's many examples online of Waiting for Rain in lace, just lace, and 1 skein would do this, where I had to use 2 skeins. So that's a really great option. Where's my little pictures here? Oh, I've got a this cardigan called Riverway, calls for a lace weight, and look how pretty it is. And then look at this back here, and I think the back, having such a strong design, would still play out if you wanted to use either one of these, but it would definitely be classic and beautiful in either one of these colors here. Yes, so that's Riverway. I'm going to have a link up to the Marina. Oh, it's actually already up with the Marina. And then I found this, looks another Joji Locatelli pattern, which is just really great. And this is Midsummer Haze. And you wear it like a shawl, but it's really a cowl, so it stays put, which I like because, you know, stuff never stays where it's supposed to on me. So again, you can use that Marina for this. Really beautiful pattern. Then we've got lots of 3 different yarns from Manos that are sport weight. So sport weight, we've got the Filets. This is also Grand Hotel, and they're different combinations. This is superwash and modal. If you've ever had a t-shirt made out of modal, you know how nicely it feels on the skin. This was 38 and is now 40 and has 350 yards. So we've got that in the Grand Hotel, and then this one is Graphite. We have those 2 colors. Then we also have Milo here.
I love the name of this one. This one's called Grizzly. Isn't that great? But really, when you look at it up close, it's a really beautiful color. Grizzly, Morocco, and indigo. It's really more of a gray. And don't let the indigo fool you. This is 380 yards, and this is merino and linen. So it's got a little bit more of a rustic appeal to it, but yes, yet still a cool hand because it has the linen. And it was 38 and is also 30-40. And I'm going to show you one more sport weight, and then I'll show you the patterns that I picked out for it. Let's see. Oh, let me get these guys here. This is Serena, which is also a sport weight. And it is alpaca and cotton. So all of these have the combos that make it great for both climates, you know, cool and warm, because it does have either the cotton, the modal, or the linen in it. And this was 24 and is now 1940 and has 170 yards. So these have less yardage in it. And look at these colors. Again, I'm loving the yellow. This one I think is appropriately named Zebra. The yellow is named Pollen. And let me show you my patterns for those. I thought this top here, Rift, would be fabulous in that. The way all three of those would drape would be great in this. And I love the size range that they have for this. I think Rift would be really great. And then while I was looking, they also had several examples of Arena. I think Arena in this yellow in Pollen, even though it's a sport and Arena calls for a fingering, I think it would be just squishy and lovely. And you would go up a needle size, but you could stop, you know, when it got to be the size that you wanted it to be, because you're using a bigger size. And so I think those two would be great ideas. And I've got some other pattern links there also. Also in the sale are our Morning Star Cowls. We have this colorway, and so it's a DK. You get this pattern, but look, even if you don't want to make that pattern, it's a great way to get a bunch of mini DKs. So that's in the sale. I'm going to talk about my sweaters, so thank you for the compliments. I also thought I brought this over. I thought, where's my tag on this? This is another Hohi pattern. This is the Lone Skein Shawl. This would also be beautiful in that Marina. I'm just loving this holly colorway. I think that would be really pretty in there. And then we have a bunch of speckledy yarns. Let me grab some here. We're going to have a link to all of those. So we have this nice variety of different speckledy yarns from our friends from Earth, and so we've got a link there with different ideas, and most of these are now $25.60 for over 400 yards, and they used to be $32. So lots of those. I threw in some pillows this week when I started looking around. So our rainbow pillows in the sale, Happy Thoughts, and I think there is a Happy Camper around here somewhere too. Oh, and the You Are Doing Great. Isn't that great? I love that. So anyway, it's in the sale too. And then last but not least, and then I will talk about my sweater, we do have some samples in the sale. Samples that we are selling. Melissa made this darling minimalist tee, and we have the circumference on there out of Floofy DK. So that is in there. This one has done its job. This one is crocheted haiku, just really beautiful color. This one too has done its job. In some of these cases, it's yarns that we don't have anymore. This one I crocheted, and it is different shades of gray. I thought with the fun flower, but in a gray, it might, and I have enjoyed having that in the store, but it is time for others. This is a cotton shawl here, which is really great for people who just want to take the chill off. We added 2 linen pieces because we also don't have the yarn anymore. We've got Tegna, which Elaine knit and made a little bit longer so it wasn't a crop top. So we got the circumference up of that. And then this is the layering shrug, which I knit, which was a lot of fun to knit and to wear around the store. But we don't have the yarn anymore, so we want to share those with you. And then we have one sweet, cute little crocheted sweater here, also in the sale. So let me talk about my sweater. Yes, I finished my sweater. I steeked it. I cut it up. I put my button band on. My steek is very pretty in here. Not so pretty up here. I'm going to put some ribbon on there. I can't say enough about how much fun and empowering it was to make. This is Andrea Rangel's Descent sweater, named after Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And a couple other lessons I've learned, even in addition to steeking. I love looking for old buttons. I found beautiful old buttons. They had green paint on them. When I went to block my sweater, all the paint came off my buttons. So I still like them. They have a really nice pattern on them. But I think, but that was another excuse for me to go looking for green buttons. And Jennifer said, this time when you get them, maybe put some clear nail polish on them or something like that. It didn't occur to me that that would wash off. Lesson learned. So very happy with my sweater. It is knit in Less Traveled Yarns Tweed Me. Love, love, love the tweed. And then this is Malintosh Twist Light and Salt, which is the same thing that is in here. And the reason I am bringing this sweater over here to tell you about is, you know, I've often talked about making my sweaters the neck wider because I don't like it up around my neck. This one I did exactly the way the pattern called for because I was already steeking it. I wasn't going off-road anymore. This one, I originally, and pay attention to the word originally, I originally started it right where the increases were. And I've been wearing it. There's plenty of videos of me wearing it like that. I liked it fine. But I noticed that as the weather got cooler, I was looking at it and I'd go like, I don't want to wear that because my neck's going to be cold. So I knew I wanted to wear it Christmas Day, and it was super cold here. So Christmas Eve, I picked up stitches and just added those rows back in. And look, on this side, you can't even tell. And honestly, if you could tell, I'm not sure that it would matter. On this, I might, because I think I might want the neck bigger, I might try the same thing. It's a ribbing, so it might be a little bit different. But I just thought that was so interesting, and I wanted to share that with you, that, like, you know, if you're not completely happy with your neckline, Elaine has taught me this. She has ripped necklines out. I've got a shawl pattern that I made a mistake in, and I think I'm going to go back the other way, but I'll save that for another Saturday to show you. But I just picked up the stitches and did several more rows. Maybe, I think I wrote it down in my Ravelry page. That was my intention. I think I did 10 more rows because I knew it rolled over like that, and now it just comes up a little bit higher. So I wanted to share that with you too. We really hope that you find some great things for yourself in the sale. It's time for you to knit for yourself. What I showed you is just a fraction of it. We're going to be going on with the sale until it's all gone. I always feel when I lay it out, it's never going to all go, and dang, it usually ends a week earlier than I thought it would. So we look forward to serving you. So you can text us at 229-236-GOAT. And Renee, Happy New Year to your new sweater. She's binding off her first sweater today. So thanks so much, guys. I will look forward to serving you, and Melissa and Jennifer and all of us. Thank you.